Good evening and welcome back to the Channel 6 Television News. I'm your host Dylan Edgar. Before we get to tonight's top story, a quick reminder that Christmas this year falls on December 25th. Our top story this evening, Apple has finally released word regarding their next product. The iPhone 6 and the iPhone 6 Plus will debut Voice over LTE, which will add stunning clarity to your phone calls. Good thing that's only an incoming feature. Imagine your parents knowing that look on your face as you "oh really" them again for this week's bowel movement call. The much hyped One More Thing surprisingly was not that Apple had frozen Steve Jobs and was unveiling him along with Ted Williams and Walt Disney. And don't laugh, Apple will have iCryo very soon. Rather, the news was that they are launching a watch companion to the Apple 6 in 2015. The gadget is not a standalone device, but will get us that much closer to being Dick Tracy. Now, if only you had someone as smoldering as mid-90s Madonna Tess on the other end of the line. Also, I'm really not looking forward to the moment when I lightly tap my wrist on the subway and have now blown a $400 phone accessory. In entertainment news, rock group U2 was also part of the festivities in Cupertino. U2, or as today's kids know them, Old Irish One Direction, made the very awkward announcement that their new album would be released on iTunes free immediately because, U2 obviously knows their target audience. My mother was ecstatic to hear the news and immediately called me to ask where the nearest iTunes store is. Thank God Voice over LTE is not part of my Samsung Galaxy S5, so she couldn't hear me rolling my eyes so hard I damn near sprained a retina. In sports news, the NFL season is underway. Unfortunately for the league, one upsetting story has trumped all of the action in Week 1. Here to discuss my guest, NFL PR representative, Michael Goodspin. Michael, welcome to the program.
Boy, am I happy to be here today, Dylan. I mean, it's the start of the NFL season. How exciting!
Well, yeah, but...
really, can't you smell it in the air? Football is back, and the game is still just as good as it was when you were a kid.
Right. Actually, I was more going to talk about the troubling story of...
I know, I watched the news too.
Good, so...
Russia. Just terrible, horrible things going on there, am I right?
Well, I was more referring
to this week on CBS, we have a knockdown, drag-out fight between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the hard-hitting Baltimore Ravens. What a matchup!
That's a terrible choice of words. You work in PR?
Oh, and how did I get this far without mentioning this story? We have an openly gay player in the NFL. We're such an open-minded league.
Okay, we're all ecstatic about the Michael Sam story and the ramifications for the LGBT community, but there's a far more pressing story at this time.
Okay, Dylan, I'm gonna be honest here.
Finally.
Of course, the National Football League does not condone any alleged actions that may have previously been taken by former players who were swiftly and fairly punished. But we do condone Verizon Wireless. Only on Verizon can you get up-to-the-minute stats, scores, and game highlights. Verizon, the #1 network with the NFL.
Well, what a wonderful waste of time this was.
It was great to be here, Dylan, and good luck in fantasy this year.
I see you're already there. That's all the news we have for you this week. This is Dylan Edgar reminding you that you can trust a man with 2 first names. Thank you, and good night.